there, everybody. Lorrie here on Vancouver Island, working as usual. As anybody who knows who works from the home or works outside of the home, the work is never done. So, taking a few minutes though, because I want to film my official entry into the Survival Seeds Collaboration 2024. Now, the Survival Seeds collaboration is being put on by the Vineyard Chicks, Bushcraft Family, and Lazy Days Ahead with Lisa and Jesse. I'll leave links for their channels down below. What's going on is the Vineyard Chicks came up with this idea, and they very painstakingly went through and thought about different seeds that they have and different things to grow and what some of the best things to grow are, and how you can grow your own food for survival. And it's all about growing the food and saving the seeds and being able to move on again for next year and being able to continue the growth cycle. Now, I don't have my survival seeds yet, but I have started planting some stuff. One of the things that they wanted us to do was look at the seeds and look at what we might change. Now, I might get the kidney beans in time to be able to plant them. The beets I probably won't be able to plant until fall, late summer, fall. The peppers and tomatoes, it might be too late. Onion is okay in the cold, so I might be able to plant it now. Otherwise, it'll wait till spring. The kidney bean, that I should be able to plant because we don't plant beans around here until June. So I should definitely have my seeds by then, I would hope. Now, the one thing that I'm not super thrilled about on this list is the butternut squash. I am not a big fan of squash at the best of times, like any kind of squash. But I do like to grow pumpkin. So I know it's not the same, but if I don't get my seeds in time to get it started so that I'll actually be able to get it grown in my growing season, I'm going to go ahead and start some pumpkin just in case, so that I have something that's in the squash family. And then beets, I don't usually grow them because I personally think they taste like dirt. I do occasionally get them and I roast them and dehydrate them, and then I use them in my teas. So that's a whole other subject. But anyway, so I don't have my seeds yet, but I have started some stuff. So let me show you what I've got going on in my indoor garden to get started for the Survival Seeds Collaboration 2024. And then I'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more. Okay. What I have going on in my inside garden are herbs so far, like this beautiful cilantro that is growing. But it's also time for me up here in Canada on the West Coast. It's time for me to be starting tomatoes and peppers. So, although I don't have the tomatoes and peppers that the Vineyard Chicks have specified, I have planted a variety of peppers and a couple of different kinds of tomatoes. I don't have a ton of room for tomatoes, so yeah. And then there's more herbs. And out in my other area where I have lights is my ginger and my turmeric, which are both medicinal and herbal. And then I've got some celery started, and you can see in the back there I've got a little bit of... It is February 13th, and here is my garden. I know I showed you a couple days ago when I was showing you my herbs what was going on out here, but I thought we'd take a look at where I'll be actually growing stuff. So I've got these two raised beds. This first one is completely empty. The second one here's got some onions coming up in it. I'll probably leave them and then add some more onions in there after I've cleaned it up. I wanted to come and see if my asparagus is showing any signs of life yet. I need to come in here and clean all this mess up. Oh, no signs of asparagus yet, so got lots of weed cover. I need to come out with my little app and see what that is, 'cause I don't know. So what else? So the garden is small. Oh look, I have some onions going in there too. On my strawberries, I'm gonna fill that whole bed with strawberries this year. I'm gonna let them spread out and fill up this whole bed with strawberries that come back year after year after year. This bed is empty right now. It's just got a bunch of old leaves on it and some dead, I don't know if it was basil or it might have been basil or something else. I put basil all over the place in the garden. So, and let's see what we got over here. Oh, we got some kind of a flower or something coming up. Huh, interesting. Chamomile, of course, coming up. One of the big things that I'm trying to do with my garden more is to create more perennial beds so that I get things that come back year after year after year. So that's why I've got the asparagus and the strawberries and the walking onions. And then I've got my little apple tree. Look at this little sucker, 5 years old this year. I'm not expecting any fruit this year, but maybe next year. I got some old basil that needs to be chopped down, but my grapes, another perennial. My blueberries, I've got blueberries in here. They're alive and they're showing some signs of growth in and amongst the weeds that have taken over out here. And then of course there's my herb garden. I think this little patch right here, I'm probably going to use it for my squash. Well, not squash, I don't have the squash seeds yet, but I might plant some more pumpkin. That is a type of squash that I like. So yeah, that'll need to be dug up a little bit and overturned and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's my garden. It's a little bare and stark right now, but it'll get better. Oh, and my greenhouse. I'm excited to actually be starting things in my greenhouse this year. It's just about time to bring some stuff out. Looking at the temperature, it's 60 in there. So anyway, that's it. It's my garden. So I mentioned that I was going to plant some pumpkin in place of the butternut squash because I don't have any butternut squash seeds yet, and I'm not a huge fan of any kind of squash. I will grow it because it's part of this. When I get it, I will grow it, and we'll see what happens with it. I'll keep you all posted on that. But what I didn't mention was that instead of the kidney bean, because I don't have it yet, I do have some bush beans that I'm going to plant. This is a tricolor blend. And what I'll do is when I get, these don't even get planted, they get direct sown late spring to early summer. So, after the May long weekend anyway. Beets I will probably plant in the fall, and then the tomatoes that I planted. So I only planted 3 tomatoes. So I have one that's the tiny Tim, which is a little tiny bush that I can grow in a pot. And I actually started it a little early, and it might give me tomatoes before I can actually even put it outside. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And then I also grew brandywine, which is an heirloom tomato. And my other seeds that I got were from Hickory Croft Farm. They were a Scotia tomato. And they sent me the seeds for those several years ago. So I was really happy that they've all come up. Like I filmed that several days ago, and yeah, I have got tomatoes up. Both my Scotia tomato and my brandywine have come up, and my tiny Tim I planted a couple weeks ago, and it has already come up. And the only pepper that has come up yet is this one that Bunky sent me a couple years back. or a while back. It was packed for 2022 and it's 2024. So I've had it for a little while, but they have come up. Now I planted other peppers. I planted some paprika. I planted some bell peppers, and I planted some poblano peppers. I did have pepperoncini, but we grew those last year and we didn't really care for them. So I thought I would grow some others that I know that we like. And pepper seeds are probably the easiest seeds to save. I've got, you can buy peppers at the store and save the seeds and grow peppers. So yeah. And then the other thing that I didn't mention is that I did plant, I got these from Mama Vineyard, grape yams, pelleted yellow onions. I did plant a few of those. No sign of them yet, but we'll see. It's only been a week. It's been about a week since I planted. I think that's it about what I've got going on for the garden. So I'm super excited about this year's gardening season, and I'm super excited about this fun collaboration. I am going to tag Hickory Croft as well down below. They might want to get in on this. And if anybody's watching this who wants to get in on it, you can still email the Vineyard Chicks. I believe they're still sending out seeds. Probably not going to last for much longer because spring is coming all over the world, and well, except in Australia, where it's not going to be spring. But spring is coming all over the northern hemisphere, and yeah, I know they're sending seeds all over the United States, and they're sending them also up to Canada. Although it does take a little longer to get them up to Canada, hence the reason why I'm doing my entry video before I get my seeds, because by the time I get my seeds, I'm hoping to have some stuff growing, and yeah. So what else can I tell you about this collaboration? It does have a sister collaboration that is the Herbal Challenge, and I did an entry video for that about a week and a half ago as well, so you can see that. I'll make my own 2024 playlist. The only real requirement is that you put hashtag Survival Seeds 2024 in your entry video, and then the only two videos that are going to go into the official playlist are your entry video and then your follow-up video that you'll do at the end of the season, where you show how you saved your seeds and how you're using what you learned this year to prepare for next year and for years going forward, because that's what it's all about, right? There may come a time when you have to rely more on what you can do in your own home and what you can provide for yourself. So, and it's also a great way to save money. Fresh produce is expensive. So, being able to grow it yourself, and it tastes so much better. Oh my gosh. You won't believe it until you try it yourself, and I hope that you will. I hope that if you are not a gardener, that this encourages you to try to grow something. I'm going to show you how I'm growing stuff in pots, and I'm growing it in raised beds, and I'm going to grow a little bit in the ground, but I just have my little backyard. I know it's more than I had several years ago. Yeah, I haven't always had a garden. And anyway, blah blah blah. Enough about that. Enough about that. This is my entry into the collaboration. I hope that you will join too, and I can't wait to see what grows. Oh, giveaways. That's the other thing that's on the back of my mind, and why I keep babbling until it comes back to me, is giveaways. Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa is every end of every month they'll be doing a giveaway, and then there's going to be a grand prize giveaway at the end of the season. So I believe they set the date. I think it was October 19th, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. Check out their video. They did just a little short video. It's only 2 minutes long, giving the dates and telling you how all that stuff, all those giveaways are gonna work. There's at least 62 channels, I think, that are getting involved, so it's a great way to meet new people, make new friends, And there are regular lives that are scheduled. I will try to remember to drop that link down there as well. And yeah, I hope to see you soon growing in the garden. Take good care of yourself. Bye now.